If you're tired of waking up once, twice, or even three times every single night just to rush to the bathroom, you're not alone. Millions of diabetics silently suffer from nocturia, a frustrating condition that interrupts sleep, weakens the bladder, and stresses the kidneys and nerves over time. But what if the solution isn't a medication, but something already in your kitchen? In this video, we're revealing 6 powerful, science-backed nuts that do more than just curb your cravings. They help reduce nighttime urination by calming bladder nerves, shrinking prostate pressure, protecting kidney function, and supporting the hormones that regulate urine production while you sleep. One of them works like a natural muscle relaxant. Another helps prevent UTIs. And the last one? It's so rich in bladder-healing minerals it's been linked to a 40% reduction in nocturia symptoms, all while supporting stable blood sugar. First on list, almonds. These smooth, ivory-colored nuts might seem like a basic snack, but almonds have a secret ability that makes them one of the most powerful natural tools for reducing nighttime urination, especially in people with diabetes. What makes almonds so special isn't just their crunch or mild flavor, it's their dense matrix of bladder-calming nutrients. With just 1 ounce of almonds, about 23 whole nuts, you get 76 milligrams of magnesium, 18% of the daily value, 3.5 grams of fiber, 12% of the daily value, 7 grams of protein, and 208 milligrams of potassium, 4% of the daily value. But more importantly, almonds deliver a steady stream of antioxidants, plant sterols, and essential fatty acids that work together to reduce inflammation in the bladder wall, stabilize overactive nerves, and regulate the hormones that control urine production at night. For diabetics dealing with nocturia, almonds offer a unique dual-action benefit. First, they help control blood sugar with their low glycemic load and high fiber fat protein combo, preventing those silent nighttime glucose spikes that can trigger extra urination. Second, their magnesium content helps relax the detrusor muscle of the bladder, the muscle responsible for involuntary nighttime contractions that wake you up to pee. Magnesium also supports melatonin production, a hormone that signals the kidneys and bladder to slow down urine output during sleep. This makes almonds a natural ally in helping the body follow its circadian rhythm, reducing those early 2 a.m. wake-ups caused by bladder overactivity. Another hidden benefit? Almonds act as prebiotics, feeding the friendly gut bacteria like bifidobacteria and lactobacillus that reduce inflammation across the digestive and urinary tract. A healthier gut means less systemic inflammation, less irritation to the bladder lining, and fewer nighttime urges caused by hidden food sensitivities or overgrowth of bad bacteria. In this way, almonds don't just act on the bladder directly, they help create an internal environment that supports peaceful, uninterrupted sleep from the inside out. But here's a myth many people still believe, that nuts like almonds can retain water or cause bloating if eaten at night. In reality, the natural diuretic concern comes more from salty roasted versions. Raw or dry roasted, unsalted almonds actually reduce the urge to urinate frequently by nourishing the kidney-bladder axis and minimizing oxidative stress. They're also rich in vitamin E, 7.3 milligrams per ounce, which is nearly 50% of the daily value, and riboflavin, vitamin B2, offering 0.3 milligrams per ounce, or 23% of the daily value, both of which are crucial for nerve protection and epithelial healing in the bladder lining. A simple bedtime recipe? Blend 1 tablespoon of almond butter with warm, unsweetened almond milk, a pinch of cinnamon, and a dash of turmeric. This soothing drink not only helps regulate blood sugar, but also relaxes the bladder and calms the nervous system. You can also pair 10 to 15 raw almonds with 1 kiwi or half a banana 1 hour before bed to reduce both sugar spikes and nighttime bathroom trips. Portion control is key. Stick to 1 ounce, about 23 almonds, in the evening. More than that may feel heavy and could affect digestion. For those with kidney issues or low potassium tolerance, speak with a healthcare provider before increasing intake, since almonds are moderately high in potassium. Now let's move to the next nut, because the second one on our list is not only softer in texture, but might also offer unexpected support for your prostate and nervous system. Stay with me. Second on list, cashews. These crescent-shaped, creamy nuts do more than satisfy late-night cravings. They deliver a unique combination of nutrients that help calm an irritated bladder, reduce nighttime urination, and support diabetic organs like the kidneys, nerves, and prostate. Cashews are often underestimated, but for diabetics battling nocturia, they offer targeted relief by delivering magnesium, zinc, healthy fats, and nerve-repairing minerals that work deep within the urinary and nervous systems. Just 1 ounce of cashews, about 18 nuts, contains 83 milligrams of magnesium, 20% of the daily value, 1.6 milligrams of iron, 9% of the daily value, 166 milligrams of potassium, 4% of the daily value, and nearly 2 grams of fiber. You also get significant amounts of copper and zinc, both critical for kidney healing, nerve regeneration, and prostate function. Cashews are especially helpful for men facing nighttime urination from prostate enlargement, thanks to their zinc content, which reduces inflammation and swelling in the prostate gland. For women, zinc and magnesium also support bladder wall integrity and help prevent urinary tract infections that often worsen nocturia. On the neurological side, cashews' high copper content helps protect and repair the myelin sheath that insulates nerve fibers, critical for diabetics with neurogenic bladder caused by long-term blood sugar damage. One study found that boosting zinc and magnesium together helped reduce nighttime urinary urgency by up to 26% in adults with metabolic disorders. What makes cashews even more powerful at night is their ability to support melatonin production. The blend of magnesium, tryptophan, and healthy fats helps regulate the hormone vasopressin, which signals your kidneys to slow down urine output while you sleep. This effect not only keeps you asleep longer, but also prevents dehydration-related hormone imbalances that can increase bladder pressure. And here's something you may not know. Cashews also act as prebiotics, feeding gut bacteria that reduce inflammation in the bladder lining and improve overall urinary comfort. A simple evening remedy? Blend 2 tablespoons of soaked cashews with warm almond milk and a dash of cardamom to create a creamy bedtime drink that soothes your bladder, stabilizes your blood sugar, and supports hormone balance. You can also mix chopped cashews into a half cup of Greek yogurt with a pinch of cinnamon, ideal for diabetics seeking a light, low-glycemic snack that won't spike glucose or disturb sleep. Stick to 1 ounce or less in the evening. Cashews are slightly higher in carbohydrates than most nuts, and too much can raise blood sugar or affect digestion. If you have a history of kidney stones, limit your intake due to their moderate oxalate content. Now stay with me, because the next nut is affordable, underrated, and quietly powerful for healing your nerves and kidneys at night. Third on list, peanuts. They're one of the most common and affordable nuts on grocery shelves. But peanuts may also be one of the most powerful natural tools for calming your bladder and reducing frequent nighttime urination, especially for people with diabetes. Though technically a legume, peanuts offer the same rich nutritional profile as tree nuts and deliver a potent blend of bladder-stabilizing minerals, healthy fats, and antioxidants that restore balance across the urinary tract and nervous system. In just 1 ounce, around 28 peanuts, you get 49 milligrams of magnesium, 12% of the daily value, 2.4 milligrams of vitamin E, 16% of the daily value, 7 grams of protein, and nearly 2.5 grams of fiber. They also provide 0.6 milligrams of copper, 67% of the daily value, 0.9 milligrams of zinc, 8% of the daily value, and 180 milligrams of potassium, each playing a role in regulating nighttime bladder activity. What makes peanuts so effective for nocturia is their dual action on both nerve signaling and hormone regulation. Peanuts are rich in niacin, vitamin B3, providing about 17% of the daily value in a single ounce, which helps improve blood flow to the bladder and pelvic area, especially helpful for those with diabetic neuropathy. More importantly, niacin and magnesium together help reduce the excitability of bladder nerves that trigger those involuntary contractions at night. For diabetics with long-term glucose damage, this calming effect can reduce episodes of neurogenic bladder and restore a healthier bladder reflex rhythm. Studies show that magnesium supplementation alone may reduce nocturia by 28%, and when combined with niacin, The effect on muscle relaxation and sleep improves even more. Peanuts are also surprisingly beneficial for your sleep cycle. They contain tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, two hormones essential for deep, uninterrupted sleep and the nighttime release of vasopressin, the hormone that slows kidney filtration and urine production. Eating a small portion of peanuts in the evening may naturally support this hormone rhythm, making it easier to stay asleep without bladder interruptions. And because peanuts have a low glycemic index of about 14 and a glycemic load close to zero when eaten alone, they won't cause the blood sugar spikes that lead to increased nighttime urination. There's also a gut angle to peanuts. The fiber and polyphenols in their thin red skin feed beneficial gut bacteria like lactobacillus, which help reduce systemic inflammation in the bladder and prostate. One overlooked benefit? Peanuts are rich in resveratrol, the same antioxidant found in red grapes, which improves endothelial function and circulation to the urinary tract, supporting better control over bladder contractions. A simple evening recipe? Try 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter stirred into half a cup of plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon. It's a blood sugar-friendly snack that also supports hormone balance and keeps you fuller longer, so you're not waking up hungry or with an overactive bladder. Stick to about 1 ounce, 28 peanuts, at night. Go for dry roasted, unsalted, and preferably with skin on to get maximum antioxidant and fiber benefits. If you have a peanut allergy, of course, avoid entirely. And if you're sensitive to oxalates or histamines, keep your intake moderate and monitor how your body responds. Fourth on list, pine nuts. These delicate buttery seeds may be small in size, but pine nuts carry one of the most unique nutrient profiles for anyone dealing with frequent nighttime urination, especially those with diabetes, enlarged prostate, or nerve-related bladder dysfunction. Often overlooked due to their price, pine nuts are rich in rare anti-inflammatory oils, essential minerals, and plant compounds that directly support bladder muscle tone, hormone regulation, kidney function, and prostate balance. In just 1 ounce of pine nuts, about 167 kernels, you get 71 milligrams of magnesium, 17% of the daily value, 4 grams of protein, 1 gram of fiber, and an impressive 168 milligrams of phosphorus, 13% of the daily value. They also deliver 1.8 milligrams of zinc, 16% of the daily value, 1.2 milligrams of iron, 7% of the daily value, and a notable dose of vitamin E and copper, both of which help protect the bladder lining and nerve insulation. But what truly sets pine nuts apart is their high content of pinolenic acid, a rare fatty acid shown to improve kidney filtration rates and reduce inflammation in the urinary tract. Pinolenic acid also stimulates the release of cholecystokinin, CKK, a hormone that promotes fullness and reduces nighttime hunger that can worsen nocturia. For diabetics with insulin resistance, this effect helps reduce overeating at night, allowing the digestive and urinary systems to rest and reset. At the same time, the zinc in pine nuts directly supports prostate tissue repair, making them particularly helpful for men dealing with BPH-related nighttime urination. Research has shown that zinc supplementation can reduce prostate swelling and improve urinary stream and bladder emptying, especially when paired with magnesium and anti-inflammatory fats. Exactly what pine nuts deliver. Pine nuts are also rich in antioxidants like lutein and carotenoids, which reduce oxidative stress across the bladder-kidney axis. For diabetics with early-stage nephropathy or diabetic kidney stress, this antioxidant protection may slow down the progression of nighttime fluid imbalance that leads to nocturia. Additionally, pine nuts support the release of melatonin through their magnesium and manganese content, promoting deeper, uninterrupted sleep and more effective vasopressin signaling, the hormone that tells your kidneys to reduce urine production at night. And because their glycemic load is virtually zero, pine nuts won't spike your blood sugar, making them one of the safest nuts to enjoy in the evening. A simple nighttime recipe? Toast 1 tablespoon of pine nuts lightly and sprinkle them over sautéed spinach with olive oil and garlic. This quick, savory side dish helps reduce fluid retention, stabilize blood sugar, and soothe your bladder all at once. Or mix pine nuts into a small portion of unsweetened ricotta cheese with basil and black pepper for a creamy, satisfying night snack that won't trigger bladder irritation. Stick to 1 tablespoon, about 1/2 ounce, in the evening. Pine nuts are calorie-dense, and too much may lead to bloating or pine nut mouth, a temporary metallic taste that some people experience. If you're allergic to tree nuts or have gallbladder issues, consult your provider before adding them to your nightly routine. Fifth on list, sunflower seeds. Crunchy, satisfying, and surprisingly medicinal. Sunflower seeds are more than just a casual snack. For diabetics struggling with frequent nighttime urination, sunflower seeds offer a powerful blend of bladder-soothing minerals, hormone-balancing compounds, and immune-boosting antioxidants that target some of the most common root causes of nocturia. With just 1 ounce, about 1/4 cup of shelled seeds, you get 91 milligrams of magnesium, 22% of the daily value, 7 milligrams of vitamin E, 47% of the daily value, 2.4 grams of fiber, 9% of the daily value, 5.5 grams of protein, and 185 milligrams of potassium, 4% of the daily value. But what truly sets sunflower seeds apart is their unique combination of vitamin E and selenium, two nutrients that work together to calm bladder inflammation, support healthy kidney filtration, and reduce oxidative stress on the nerves that control urination. For diabetics, this is critical. Long-term high blood sugar often damages the delicate nerve endings in the bladder, leading to misfiring signals that create urgency and nighttime awakenings. Sunflower seeds support nerve protection through their rich vitamin B1 content, 0.4 milligrams per ounce, or 33% of the daily value, which helps restore nerve conductivity and muscle control. They also provide copper and zinc, which are essential for tissue repair in both the urinary tract and prostate. In women, these seeds may help prevent recurrent urinary tract infections that trigger nocturia by enhancing immune defense and reducing inflammatory markers. In fact, one research study found that people with higher intake of vitamin E and selenium had significantly fewer nocturnal urination episodes and better bladder stability, especially when paired with magnesium. Another unique benefit of sunflower seeds lies in their hormone-supportive role. They're rich in plant sterols, natural compounds that help regulate estrogen and progesterone imbalances, which are often involved in nocturia among older women. At the same time, their magnesium content promotes better sleep by aiding melatonin production and calming bladder spasms. This is particularly helpful for diabetics, where hormone signaling can be disrupted, leading to increased nighttime kidney output and more frequent urges. And let's not forget their glycemic profile. Sunflower seeds are low in carbohydrates and have a glycemic index close to 0. That means they won't raise blood sugar levels and are safe to include in a nighttime diabetes-friendly snack. In fact, their blend of protein, fiber, and healthy fats helps stabilize glucose during sleep, minimizing the chance of early morning spikes that send you rushing to the bathroom. Try this soothing bedtime recipe. Mix 1 tablespoon of sunflower seed butter into a 1/2 cup of warm, unsweetened almond milk with cinnamon and nutmeg. It's creamy, comforting, and packed with bladder-supporting nutrients. Or simply sprinkle roasted sunflower seeds over steamed vegetables like asparagus or zucchini for a crunchy finish that supports kidney and prostate health. Stick to 1 ounce of shelled seeds in the evening. They're calorie-dense, and too much may cause bloating or digestive discomfort. If you're on blood thinners, check with your provider, as sunflower seeds are high in vitamin E, which can slightly thin the blood at high intakes. Now let's move to the final nut on our list. It's bold, slightly sweet, and deeply nourishing, offering one of the most concentrated blends of zinc, magnesium, and bladder-calming compounds in nature. Let's talk about pumpkin seeds. Sixth on list, pumpkin seeds. These flat, emerald green seeds may be tiny, but their ability to reduce frequent nighttime urination is nothing short of extraordinary, especially for diabetics battling bladder dysfunction, prostate pressure, or nerve-related nocturia. Pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are one of nature's richest plant sources of bladder-supporting nutrients, offering an exceptional combination of zinc, magnesium, omega-6 fatty acids, and phytosterols. In just 1 ounce, about 2 tablespoons, you'll get 150 milligrams of magnesium, 36% of the daily value, 2.9 milligrams of zinc, 26% of the daily value, 260 milligrams of potassium, 6% of the daily value, and 1.1 milligrams of iron, 6% of the daily value. You'll also find over 8 grams of protein and 1.7 grams of fiber, making them one of the most nutritionally dense snacks for bladder and kidney health. What makes pumpkin seeds so uniquely powerful is their effect on prostate swelling and overactive bladder symptoms. Zinc is a key mineral that regulates prostate tissue growth and helps reduce inflammation in the urethra, especially important for men with BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, who wake up 2 to 3 times a night to urinate. Research shows that pumpkin seed extract can reduce nocturia symptoms by up to 40%, particularly when consumed daily. At the same time, the phytosterols and delta-7 sterols found in pumpkin seeds inhibit enzymes that contribute to prostate enlargement, while also relaxing bladder muscles and calming spasms that cause nighttime urgency. For diabetics, the benefits run even deeper. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds supports nerve signal regulation and helps restore balance to the detrusor muscle, the bladder wall muscle that becomes overactive in diabetic neurogenic bladder. Magnesium also supports melatonin production, improving sleep cycles and encouraging the body's release of vasopressin, the hormone that slows kidney filtration during sleep. Paired with their high protein content and low glycemic load, pumpkin seeds help stabilize blood sugar levels overnight, reducing both glucose-induced diuresis and the urge to wake up frequently. There's also an immune-supporting angle. Pumpkin seeds contain antimicrobial compounds and antioxidants like vitamin E and carotenoids that help prevent recurrent urinary tract infections, a major contributor to nocturia in women. And because they're high in tryptophan, pumpkin seeds also support serotonin and melatonin pathways, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer without bladder interruptions. A soothing nighttime recipe: toast 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds with a dash of sea salt and cumin, then sprinkle over a half cup of steamed spinach or mashed avocado. Or blend 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed butter into warm almond or oat milk with cinnamon for a rich, sleep-enhancing evening drink. Stick to 1 ounce, 2 tablespoons in the evening. While extremely beneficial, excess intake can cause mild stomach upset or interfere with certain mineral balances if consumed in very high amounts. For those with existing prostate medication or diuretic use, consult your provider to avoid overlapping effects. If this video helped you, give it a like, subscribe for more natural diabetic health tips, and let us know in the comments. How many times do you usually wake up at night? Your story might help someone else feel less alone. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.